Good morning, students. Today we will learn about a very important topic from economics. It's a word you hear all the time, development. But what does it really mean? Let's understand it properly today.
So we are going to see what this word development actually means in our real lives. We will see what it means for one person and what it means for a big country like our India.
So, this is our plan for today's lesson. First, we'll learn the basic meaning of development. Then, we will see how different people have different goals. After that, we'll understand a nation's income, why money isn't everything, and finally, we'll compare different nations. Okay, let's begin with our first topic. What is development? Students, listen carefully. This is the basic idea for the whole chapter, so your full attention is needed. Now, before I give you the definition from the book, just think for a minute. When you hear this word, development, what comes to your mind? What does a better life mean for you? Very good. So, in very simple words, development just means progress. It means growing, becoming better. Basically, it is about improving our lives. For example, if a new hospital is built in your town, that is development. If you learn something new in school, that is also development. It's any positive change. All right, now for our next topic, and this is very interesting. We all know development is about getting better. But does everyone want the same kind of improvement? Does development mean the same thing for a farmer in a village and a student in the city? The answer is no. Every single person has a different idea of development. You must remember this point. In your own class, for example, one of you might want to become an engineer, and another might want to become a singer. Both are development goals, but they are different, right? Let us take one example to make this very clear. For a farmer in a village, what would development mean? Maybe he wants better rains for his crops and a good school for his children. But for a girl in a big city, what would she want? Maybe she wants more freedom, just like her brother, and to feel safe. See? Both are development, but the goals are very different. Okay, so if everyone has a different goal, then how can we measure the development of a whole country? It's a big question, isn't it? How can we say if India as a whole is developing or not? Let's find out.
One very important way is to use something called per capita income. Students, kindly note this term. It sounds like a difficult word, but it is very simple. Per capita just means for each person. So per capita income is nothing but the average income of a person in a country.
And how do we calculate it? It is very easy, just like a maths problem. First, you find the total income of the entire country. Then, you find the total population of the country. And in step 3, you just divide the total income by the total population. But students, remember, this is just an average. It can hide the fact that some people are very rich, while many others are very poor. This brings us to a very, very important question. Please listen carefully, as many students get confused here. We now know how to measure income. But is development only about money? Is a country developed just because it has a lot of money? Look at this line on the screen. It says, "Money in your pocket cannot buy all the goods and services that you may need to live well." I will explain in simple words. It means that money is important, yes, we all need it, but it cannot buy everything. For example, can your money buy you clean, pollution-free air? No. Can it guarantee that you will be treated with respect? No. So you see, real development is about much more than just income. It's about having good schools for education. It's about having good hospitals for healthcare. It means feeling safe and secure. And it's about living in a clean environment. All these things together make a good life. So now that we have a better idea of what development means, that it includes income and other goals, let's move to our final topic. We will now see how we can compare different countries, including our own. Please look at this chart. It is comparing the per capita income of a few countries. You can see the bar for the USA is very high. Here is India's, and here is Sri Lanka's. Just by looking at income, we might say that the USA is a developed country, and India is a developing country. But, as we just learned, this is only half the story. We must also look at things like health and education. For example, our neighbor Sri Lanka has performed much better in health and education, even with less income than some other countries. So this tells us that to get the full picture, we must look beyond just money.
So, we are at the end of our lesson. What is the most important point you must take away from today?
It is this. Development is a mix of many things. Yes, income is important, but it must be combined with good education, good health, and a safe society for everyone. And now, I want to leave you with a question to think about at home. For our country, India, what do you think is the most important development goal for our future? Is it more money? Is it better schools? Or a cleaner environment? There is no one correct answer, but I want you to think about it. So students, today we learned what development is, that different people have different goals, and that true development means looking at income as well as other goals like health and education. Please revise this at home. Thank you.
क्या आप एक योग्य शिक्षक हैं जो सही मंच की तलाश में है, या एक स्कूल जिसे जरूरत है बेहतरीन टैलेंट की? रास्ते बहुत हैं, लेकिन सही मंजिल सिर्फ एक। प्रस्तुत है schoolcarrier.in।
दरवाजों को अब तुम छोड़ दो, उम्मीदों की नई राहें अब जोड़ लो। न भटकना है ना रुकना है अब कहीं, तुम्हारी मंजिल का पता है बस यही। स्कूल को चाहिए टैलेंट और आपको चाहिए ग्रोथ, यहाँ खत्म होती है आपकी हर वो हो खोज। प्रिंसिपल हो या टीचर, एडमिन हो या कोच, बदलो अपनी दुनिया, बदलो अपनी सोच। हजारों मौके लाखों उम्मीदें यहाँ जुड़ती है, तरक्की की राहें अब आपकी ओर मुड़ती है। बस एक क्लिक और करियर है सेट। schoolcarrier.in है आपका सच्चा मददगार। schoolcarrier.in सपनों को सच बनाएंगे। schoolcarrier.in बेहतर कल सजाएंगे। स्कूलों की दुनिया करियर का है ये द्वार, सफलता चूमेगी कदम, अब होगा बेड़ा पार। schoolcarrier.in लिखो सफलता की नई कहानी, बदलो अपनी तकदीर पुरानी। सपनों को अब पंख लगाओ। schoolcarrier.in पर अपनी राह बनाओ। आज ही जुड़े, आज ही भागे। schoolcarrier.in जहां शिक्षा और करियर मिलते हैं।
नमस्कार। क्या आप स्कूल में नौकरी ढूंढ रहे हैं, लेकिन सही वैकेंसी की जानकारी आपको समय पर नहीं मिलती? और अगर आप एक स्कूल चला रहे हैं, तो क्या आपको भी योग्य और भरोसेमंद स्टाफ ढूंढने में परेशानी होती है? आज यही समस्या हजारों लोगों और स्कूलों के सामने है। दोनों को एक दूसरे की जरूरत है, लेकिन फिर भी दोनों एक दूसरे तक पहुंच नहीं पाते। यही समस्या हमने देखी और इसी से जन्म हुआ schoolcarrier.in का। ये एक ऐसा ऑनलाइन प्लेटफॉर्म है जहां स्कूल अपनी वैकेंसी पोस्ट कर सकते हैं और उम्मीदवार सीधे उन नौकरियों के लिए आवेदन कर सकते हैं। यहाँ केवल टीचर्स ही नहीं, बल्कि स्कूल से जुड़े कई पदों के अवसर उपलब्ध हैं, जैसे ऑफिस स्टाफ, कंप्यूटर ऑपरेटर, अकाउंटेंट, लाइब्रेरियन और अन्य पद। हमारा लक्ष्य है स्कूलों और योग्य उम्मीदवारों को एक ही मंच पर जोड़ना। अगर आप स्कूल में अपना करियर बनाना चाहते हैं या अपने स्कूल के लिए बेहतरीन स्टाफ ढूंढना चाहते हैं, तो आज ही विजिट कीजिए www.schoolcarrier.in।